Good morning. My name's Mary Ann and welcome to Yarn Happens. I have a lot I would like to talk about today, so I'm going to do my podcast in two parts. I certainly hope you don't mind, and I definitely hope you take the time to watch both videos. The first thing I'd like to talk about is Creative Grandma and Premier Yarns. Creative Grandma did a video. I will provide the link below, and she has gotten together with Premier Yarns, who is also doing a survey. Right now it is a campaign to bring Premier Yarns into more of the big box and brick and mortar stores, but it is also long-term a campaign to bring more yarn into the brick and mortar stores, the big box stores, Walmart, Michael's, Joann's, because many of us, even though we have one, two, or all of those stores accessible to us, some of us just a few miles away, some of us many miles away, there's still, the selection is not there, and the selection is definitely not there with Premier Yarns. AC Moore was a big carrier, a provider of Premier Yarns, and as everybody knows, all their stores are closing. I felt that sting earlier this year when my local AC Moore store closed. And I've struggled ever since. I've struggled with yarn selections, what was available to me, and where I could shop at. And personally, right now, my go-to store is Hobby Lobby. So anyway, I'm going to put the link below for Creative Grandma's video, and I will also try to put the link below for the survey that Premier Yarn is providing. It's a short survey. It takes less than 5 minutes, and the really great thing is once you're done, they give you a $10 coupon to use at their online store. And with the $10 coupon, you can, if you're already familiar with Premier Yarns and you like their yarns or you love their yarns, there is a great value there, and you can go online and buy yourself some more Premier Yarns and use that $10 coupon. And if you've never tried Premier Yarns, this is a great opportunity for you to take that $10 coupon and purchase just a little bit of it so you can get yourself familiar with it. But anyway, just if you take the time to do the survey, you've got nothing to lose. And if you could also get your family and your friends involved, ask them to take the survey, even if they aren't into fiber arts. What you're doing is you're helping our community, and you're giving a voice to all of us to say that we want more yarn, we want more selections, we want to be able to go into the store, and we want to be able to see it in person and touch it in person. We don't want to do all of our shopping online. I'm just looking at my notes here. Okay, so I really wanted to do a video and be able to provide some footage of my local stores, but unfortunately I'm for the most part homebound. I don't leave the house that often, and if I continued to wait to make this video for that footage, it probably would not get made. So I'm going to go over a brief description of what is available to me. My local Walmart has 3/4 of one side of an aisle for yarn, which is mostly barren at any time of day, any given day of the week. And I don't say that because I'm there every day. I say that because I have been there at different times of the day, on different days of the week, and it never changes. And then my local Joann's has recently done a remodel, and it is beautiful. They did a beautiful job, but unfortunately they have decided to dedicate most of their store to fabric and sewing, and that's great. When I need fabric or I need items for sewing, that is where I need to go. That is my go-to store. Now they do have a better selection of yarn, but they're very pricey. They're overpriced. It's not just that the yarn is expensive. They have an incredible markup. So, you know, not only is it just an okay selection, you're gonna pay more than you should, in my opinion. Now, not last, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, is my local Michaels. It's a joke. I don't really know how they call themselves, an arts and crafts store. A large portion of their store is dedicated to custom framing, and the other part is to more of home decor. They really do not have, their selection is poor for anybody who's into jewelry making, painting, drawing, sketching, fiber arts. It's just very, very minimal. And what they have in their stores is they have very short aisles, and even though both sides of the inside aisle and then 1/4 of another aisle is dedicated to yarn, that yarn is mostly Michaels brand, which is the loops and thread, and the other part of it, which is a huge part of the selection, is the blanket yarn. And everybody knows blanket yarn is big, it's beautiful, but it's very bulky and it takes up a lot of room. So that leaves very little room for any other choices. So as far as I'm concerned, I made this decision a couple months ago. I no longer even attempt to shop at Michaels. I don't care the coupon, I don't care the sale, because it doesn't matter. I've gone and I look and I always leave empty-handed and disappointed. There's just nothing there for me. Which leads me to Hobby Lobby. Let me get my notes here. So even though Hobby Lobby, 95% of their yarn selection is their brand, it is a vast selection. I can go in there and I can get any weight of yarn, you know, almost any weight, from fingering weight up to a 7 bulky, I believe. I'm not too certain how bulky their yarn goes, because anything really over a 4 I don't purchase, I don't look at. But and then they've got different types of fiber, from cotton, acrylic, wool, polyamide, polyester, nylon, the blends. They've got beautiful color selections. They've got skein yarn. They've got cake yarn. It's just when I go there, I'm always grateful anymore for what is available to me in their store. I'm not able to get the Lion brand. I'm not able to get Premier. I'm not able to get Yarnspirations. Like I said, most of it is, 95% of it is their brand, but at least it is a variety, and I can go in there and I can walk out with yarn that I need to be able to make a project. And even though they are a little pricey, and the best sale you can get aside from their big clearance sale is a 30% off every other week, I would rather spend a little more money and have options than spend a lot less money and have no options. So, and then I want to go back, I want to touch back for just a minute, if you don't mind, regarding Michaels. I know not all Michaels are the same. They vary from location to location. But this is a really big gripe for me, is Michaels and Yarnspirations. Yarnspirations has collaborated with Michaels and offered them exclusives to their Caron cakes, which would be their latte cakes, their cotton cakes. cupcakes, tea cakes, big cakes, chunky cakes, baby cakes, skinny cakes. They are in the cake business. But unfortunately, my Michaels carries almost none of it. Right now they have latte cakes, and when they're done with the latte cakes, they're going to put the cotton cakes in the latte cakes place. They do this little rotation. They never have two at the same time. And then the other Karen cake that they carry is just the regular Karen cakes. They do not have the cupcakes, the tea cakes, the big cakes, the chunky cakes, baby cakes, or skinny cakes. They do offer it online, but you have to buy in certain quantities. I don't understand this. I don't understand how Yarnspirations can offer exclusives to a certain product. I mean, you can't even go onto Yarnspirations and buy those yarns. Like I said, they're exclusive to Michaels, and they allow this to happen. They allow for Michaels to go ahead and let their individual stores decide what they're going to stock. And then they also allow their terms and conditions for online purchases, but then they make this yarn exclusive to them. And I just don't get it. I fell in love with Karen cotton cakes. And I looked, and I've looked on Yarnspirations website, and I look on Michael's website, and I want to try the big cakes. I want to try the skinny cakes and the baby cakes. But I don't want to buy them in 2-packs, and I don't want to buy them in 3-packs. I haven't seen them in person. I haven't touched them. Why would I want to buy a quantity of yarn like that before I've even used it? So, which brings me back to Hobby Lobby is now my go-to store. And I love Premier Yarns. I loved it. When AC Moore was around, that was my go-to. And it seems like more and more we, the consumer, are being forced to either purchase online, and you purchase obviously in small quantities if it's yarns we're not familiar with, or, Hobby Lobby, because from what I understand, that no matter where the Hobby Lobby is, anybody who walks into that store, they have a selection, they have the opportunity to buy in the quantities they need, to have the color selection they need, the fiber selection they need, and they're able to see it and feel it. So, kudos to you, Hobby Lobby. It seems like you've cornered the market without even needing to or trying to. And now I want to talk a little bit about buying online, because I myself have been leery about buying online simply because I've not seen it or felt it, and I don't want to pay shipping, because the money you spend for shipping, I feel, could go back into the yarn. And I know, you can save your money and buy in the larger quantities, and you can get free shipping. And that makes sense. It makes sense. It doesn't make sense for me. My budget doesn't allow for that. And I have to, it's just my own thing. But I'm getting past it. I'm getting past paying for shipping. What I'm going to have to do is order in the smaller quantities to see it in person and to touch it. Touch is very big to me. I have fibromyalgia, so a lot of things do not feel good against my skin. And I'm really, really big into colors. I think that's one of my downfalls in my love of yarn. Yarn is, to me, it is an art. It is a beautiful art that you can look at, and it can make you feel so many different ways. And it makes you want to touch it. It makes you want to look at it and to make beautiful things with it. It inspires you. It makes you feel good. It's definitely a very, very positive therapy. And with buying online, the colors are never what you see online is not what you see in person. So, like I said, I'm gonna buy in small quantities. I'm gonna bring it into my home. I want to look at it, and I'll order from there the quantities I want. So what I want you to do is, if you could, please take the survey, and if all of us joining together and speaking out to let the big box and brick and mortar stores know that we want more yarn, we want more choices, and to let them know, bring it in, put it on your shelves. We will come and we will buy. And I'm gonna cut this off here in just a minute and move on to my other video, because I know I've rambled on and on and on. But I want to take a minute to give you a few facts. I know you've already seen this. Jennifer with Cinnamon Stitches did an excellent job. Creative Grandma has done an excellent job. And I myself, I wanted to do a little research. And Premier offers a Premier Basics yarn. That would be like your Red Heart or your Big Twist or your I Love This yarn. I've not personally ever used it, but I do trust and value Jennifer's opinion, and she loves it. So that is on my list of purchases to make. And one of the nice things about this yarn is right now it's on sale for $2.99. And it's 359 yards per skein. And if you want to compare that to Red Heart is 364 yards per skein. At my Walmart, it's $3.64. At Joann's, it's $3.69. And Michael's, it's $3.69. And then if you go to Joann's and you purchase their brand, the Big Twist, that is 297 yards per skein, and that is $3.49. And if you go to Hobby Lobby, my new go-to store, their brand is I Love This yarn, and this is 355 yards for $4.99. So this is where I tell myself, do I want to spend $4.99 or do I want to spend $2.99? Because even if you figure in the shipping, I'm going to get a better deal. So there you go. I plan on placing an order for some Premier Basics. And also with Jennifer's video, she showed Premier's newest yarn, and oh my gosh, I fell in love with it. She wasn't even done with her video and I was looking it up. I just needed to see it. And it is called Spun Colors. It comes in 12 colors, and it is $7.99 a cake. It's a cake yarn, and there's 419 yards per cake. And Jennifer talked a little bit about it being expensive, and yeah, I myself, like most of you, on a budget. I'm don't know too much how I feel about spending, the initial sticker shock of $7.99 a cake, which all in all, that really is not, it's not a bad deal. It is very reasonable. Sometimes I think I'm just cheap. But I did a brief little comparison, and so comparable to other cakes. Your Karen cake is also $7.99, and you're getting 383 yards. And then another popular cake is Lion Brand. Their mandala tweed. Like I said, this is not just their mandala yard. I'm trying to be a little comparable. So their mandala tweed is also $7.99, and that's for 426 yards. And then a very popular yarn, which is the mandala ombre, is also $7.99. These are average prices, and that is for 344 yards. And then Hobby Lobby's cake yarn, it's their Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel. That is $6.99 per cake for 355 yards. So it's very comparable. You can actually end up saving a lot of money. There's a $10 coupon if you take the survey. You can wait for a sale. You can sign up for their rewards program. But definitely check it out. Please take the survey. And if I can, I just want to take a minute to show you the spun colors, some of their colorways, because I promise if you check it out, you're going to want to see it in person. So that is one of their colors. Let me go back to this, I'm sorry. Okay, that was the color I was just showing you. That is the Grand Canyon. And like I said, this is the spun colors. And it's on Premier's website. But just take a look at these beautiful colors. That is Blue Ridge. And look at that. They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. Now, the colors may not be exact as to what they show online, but I won't know until I look at them. So I'm going to place an order for some basics yarn. I'm going to place an order for some of their spun colors. I want to see it. I want to feel it. I want to touch it. And I hope you guys do too. And I want to thank you for listening to me ramble and rave and rant. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you will take the time to like this video, and please subscribe. And until next time, actually in a few minutes, be well, be kind, and smile often. Bye.